Y'all, why do you clap my Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode, count 'em, 10.
Is it really 10?
10 of Cooking Without Bacon. Yes, we've made it very far.
Let's go.
A special episode, a special setup. No Franklin in sight.
No Franklin.
Yeah.
We got rid of him. He's done for.
This is what we have always wanted. This is what we've always dreamed of.
We said in episode 1 that he was not going to be.
Yeah, it only took 10 episodes. So, we also have a very special guest. We're not even going to waste any time. We're just going to get straight into it. Introducing, for the first time in the history of Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, every state that I know. I couldn't even, how many states could you list?
4.
All right. Anyway, introducing Michael Todd.
Woo!
My cousin, yeah.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, this is my dear cousin. So we've introduced you, so just take the rest of the episode. Go ahead.
Yeah. Talk to the audience.
Okay, well, kind of to further my introductions, I'm Aphiwe's cousin, Michael. So I hail from Alabama. I've lived here my whole life. That's the only state that I can name for sure.
Anyway, yeah, tell the audience a little about your education, your religious background, and all that, because it's very important to the episode.
Are you Catholic?
I'm not Catholic. Sorry to disappoint.
Hey, man.
Another one in the books. Another one.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy, the Pope, but I'm Church of Christ.
Yeah, he's on his speed dial. On speed dial.
Yeah, I got him on speed dial. We talked. I grew up in Alabama. I went to the University of Alabama. Roll Tide, Roll Tide. I've never been to an Alabama football game.
Oh, my word.
So I'm like sacrilegious or whatever.
You see who won last night?
No, did they play?
No.
Ohio State won like
What game are you asking about?
Did they play? No.
What else do you want to know, bro?
Church.
Church of Christ, born and raised.
Yeah, Church of Christ. Big W.
Are you seeking to become an elder?
Not currently. I've kind of got to get a wife about that if I'm going to.
That's true. I don't think gingers can become an elder, honestly.
You know.
You have to have a soul to be an elder,
You
right?
know you can get one from Japan for like cheap.
If you find the right woman, that looks like a crappy space behind you, but you could totally get a woman down to do that. I'm just saying.
Unfortunately, Sawyer, I do view women as people, so that's just not going to happen for me. So I'm going to have to cop out of that option.
We were created, right?
No, we were not.
And then our rib got retconned.
No, women's rib got retconned.
Just saying.
Oh, yeah, so our rib got retconned. Hey, I want that rib back, you know?
Okay, so now that you're probably introduced, Michael, the way that we like to do our guests, that came out wrong.
That's so wrong. We like to do
It's a good thing I'm on Zoom.
We'll be doing you so hard right now if you're in person.
No, yeah, especially because Aphiwe's got a thing for Michael, 100%. We like to do...
Okay, the first Michael, I wanted to marry him on the spot.
Within the first 10 minutes. He just started.
How am I doing towards that end? How am I doing?
10 minutes left.
We like to hit you with 8 questions.
Okay.
4 per man. 2 are going to be like the actual topics of the episode. They're like serious and everything. 2 of them, like born and raised in left field. So they're meant for you.
Okay.
And you're gonna love them. I don't know how prepared Aphiwe is. Because he gave me sort of like a not prepared wink, so I don't know. Let me just read what I texted the chat. I said, the guest is very interested in the Bible being followed correctly, so the 2 topical questions should relate to problems within the COC/boomers.
Pretty much.
Okay, so you have mentioned on one occasion that certain older members of the Church of Christ need to develop critical thinking skills. Please elaborate on what that is and why you think it is necessary.
Yeah, please do.
For the health of the body of Christ.
I mean, he looks kind of old himself. So like,
We were eating burgers whenever he said that, by the way.
Well, I'll admit this is a much deeper question than I was expecting from you, Sawyer.
Oh, don't worry. It's going to derail in like 5 minutes.
don't expect much. Come on.
At any point, if you want to answer the question, feel free to do so.
If you don't, that's okay too.
I don't freaking know.
Our meeting ends in 5 minutes anyway. We can let you go.
We did all this setup for nothing.
I do not have a ready answer for this, Sawyer, if I'm being completely honest.
It's a spur of the moment kind of. Always be ready to give a defense. That's scriptural.
Always be ready to give a defense. That's true.
You want me to hit you with a filler question?
Sure.
In the meantime? Okay. So, since we all know, and I said something about Aphiwe being related to you and being out.
Because he is.
Yeah.
So my question is, how much fried chicken do they serve at the University of Alabama?
That face says it all. Oh my Don, that face says it all.
I wasn't expecting him to actually I didn't know how good a reaction I'd get out of that question, but I got a very good one.
So back to your previous question about critical thinking skills.
No, I think you should answer this one before.
I see a lot of people, a lot of older people, talking about how younger generations get themselves into problems and need to fend for themselves, but they give a lot of slack to people that are around them, older members who get into the same sort of troubles. Like when younger kids get pregnant and, are teen parents and have to fend for themselves, it's like,
No.
That person is so immoral.
You probably shouldn't talk about that in front of Aphiwe.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you got older people who are caught, grooming kids, and it's like, well, they were such an upstanding member of the faith. I don't want to do that to them. And it's like, okay, what are you even talking about right now? It's stuff like that. That's kind of a general straw man argument, but it's like that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
So there's a little bit of a generational empathic disconnect there.
Correct, absolutely.
You kind of sound like you are a salty youngin' who's been criticized, and now you're just throwing it back at him.
Oh, I'm a middle child, so I've been criticized my whole life. So it's whatever.
You are?
Yeah.
People don't remember who you are. But
Aphiwe's adopted child.
Gotcha.
I was wanted. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
You were an accident. What?
I was an accident.
You were an accident?
Because I'm the youngest, and my dad got the snip right after. So it is either, okay, we've done it, this is the perfect child, or we cannot let this happen again. It's one of those two.
My younger brother was conceived at Disneyland. I don't remember why exactly I was told this, but...
At Disneyland, they were, oh!
It's fun for the whole family.
Wait, then what were they doing with my... No, listen, no, stop. We've opened a can of worms that we can't close, so we're just gonna ignore it. Looking at the wall, Mickey's looking at you, man.
Disney, Disney, Mickey. Ahoy, kids! It's me.
You think, knowing your dad, he probably was just trying to be funny and did a voice oh.
Oh boy!
So probably what your dad was like.
What's the next question, Sawyer?
Michael.
All right, is this the left field?
No, this is right field. This is right
the
field.
The fried chicken was left field.
You didn't answer that one either. Come on.
Yeah, why don't you answer that?
What even was the question, bro?
How much fried chicken do they serve at the University of
It's
Alabama?
genuinely, that's the only menu item that is available every single day.
I should probably go.
They have a fried chicken station.
Okay, did everyone hear Aphiwe immediately said he wanted to be there?
They have 3 food stations. One of them switches daily. One of them is always fried chicken, and then the other one is a salad bar.
The black guys and the white girls are catered to every day. And then there's just... Look at him again.
You can't say that, bro.
The thumbnail is gonna go crazy.
The thumbnail is just gonna be mystery guest.
I got a picture for that if you want it. I'll send it to you later.
How was your faith journey I'm just going with this. How have you seen God in your spiritual journey from childhood to now?
Bro had like 2 days, and that's what he comes up with.
Well,
Oh my God.
I've always been a pretty logical person. And so for a long time, it took me a lot of thinking about, how did things come to be? How can I see God in nature if everything has, cause and effect, things like that, science in full effect. And at some point, I kind of came to the conclusion that if you go back far enough, there has to be something beyond our laws of nature because, something can't come from nothing. And so through that, I was able to kind of determine there has to be a God. And I would think more and more about what I had believed, growing up, being taught, and what I had heard about other religions. And usually I was able to think my way through why other religions weren't really the way that I wanted to think or wanted to believe. And so I slowly came to the conclusion that the way that I was pursuing was correct. And that was how I ended up where I am now.
So which religion do you not agree with?
I mean, I believe in my own religion, so I guess you can say any other, really.
Do you think we should get rid of the Torah, Michael?
I mean, the whole basis of Christianity is that Judaism was, the way at one point, and it's kind of been done away with, and now Christianity has taken its place.
All right, that's anti-Semitic. Saying Jews are no more. That's actually wild.
Literally saying Hitler's
Listen,
right.
I know you feel safe on this podcast, but dadgum, Michael, it's a little far, bro.
Literally saying Hitler's right. It's crazy. What?
We've been there a couple times, Michael. Don't worry. You're not new.
Let's say sin was not a thing. Like, if you could have any female in history to lay with for one night.
This is a tough question because that is a stacked roster.
Who would you pick, and why are you picking that person?
And it's a real person from history.
See, this is why I'm happy. This is why I'm happy I live on the earth at the same time as my mom.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Sawyer?
Sweet home Alabama.
Go ahead, answer the question, Michael. We're not on me right now. We're on you, man.
We're not on me right now, he says. He's trying to get the fuzz off his back.
Answer the question.
Okay, let me back up, because I know you said real historical person. I'm going to be thinking about that. But it made me think of the trend recently where they do like the hear me out cakes, right? Where you say people that like it seems really unorthodox for you to be attracted to. When I was younger, I definitely had a crush on the lady that sung the song at the end of Plants vs. Zombies, the cattail.
Look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, no,
Look it up.
It's so preposterous. We have to Google.
You have to Google it, bro. There's no other way for me to explain it.
You were like down bad for that.
No, there's no way.
No.
What is that? What is that? That? How do you have a crush on it? How do you freak it?
Because it was sorry, it was the voice.
Now we gotta hear the song.
Don't bother, it's not that good. it was good when I was 8 years old, bro.
That's not a cat.
We
got rickrolled.
We got rickrolled.
Well, I think at the beginning.
Bro.
You see, if I were to answer that question, which in my head I was answering the question because I knew one way or the other it's gonna come back to me. It was between Mia Khalif, wherever that is, and Sabrina. It was between them.
Sabrina Carpenter? Not a bad answer, I'm not gonna lie.
What? Oh, 'Aphiwe. You are cooked.
No,
If those are your two.
Sabrina Carpenter is a pretty good answer, Sawyer. I'm just going to be so for real.
I genuinely couldn't disagree more.
Really though,
I could not.
Oh, I forgot your preferences, Sawyer. My bad.
Black.
No, that's right.
Hey, have you heard about? Do you know who? Yeah. Apparently, she lives in Texas. She's black, and
There's one detail you have to list for him to know.
And also, he's promised to move to Jamaica if he doesn't marry.
Yeah, I'm 100% moving to Jamaica.
To marry
third world life for the rest.
To marry a black woman. Yeah, a Jamaican woman.
What if I move to Jamaica and fall in love with a white woman there?
The easy answer is like Marilyn Monroe or some other famous actor.
I mean, yeah.
That's the easy answer.
Anyone would do it with her. Anyone would do it with her.
Again, I don't know if I would.
I don't really spend much time thinking about celebrities in general. I'm pretty big into not focusing too much on like influencers or like celebrities. Because they kind of just thrive on attention, and then that's all they do.
If you just want to say, like, that one girl from high school...
That's fine.
I dated all the girls I found hot in high school. I was a playboy.
They found you pretty?
Yeah. The heck? What do you mean by that? You wouldn't date me? I mean, I've been historically chased after. I haven't really asked out too many girls. Well, I've asked them out, but I haven't really been the one to pursue people in the first place.
You're just long, that's why.
I mean.
Okay, listen. I haven't talked a lot about Asians on this podcast.
It's a left field right there.
If I went back to feudal Japan and there's like either like one of the female samurai, don't know what the word is, or just like one of the village women. Like the Last Samurai kind of type deal with the kimono and everything. I'd be down for that. So for me, it's not so much or 1940s America, black woman. So for me, it's not so much like there's this one person in history. It's just like I want to step into this.
Any lady with an afro. I'm so serious. Any black woman with an afro. Oh my gosh.
For you?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yes, hey, good take.
It runs in the family.
Yeah, no.
It runs in the family.
Look, I am a multicultural predator. That's all I'm saying.
Whoa!
Predator!
No wonder you guys connected so well.
Predator!
Okay, listen. For me, it's not so much that like I find an afro actually attractive. It's just the fact that that's like a black thing. And so like when I see a single mother, whoa. Now would be a great time for our sponsor.
He does these little stupid sponsors.
This episode is sponsored by one of the single best candies.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid
M&M peanuts. The peanut M&Ms.
Can I get
one? All right, yeah. So these are companies. So I'm gonna take one. You can take one. Here, Michael.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Here's one of the greatest things practically about peanut M&Ms. So let's say you're watching a TV show and you want to binge something, right? You're going to get fat. You're going to go through an entire supply of stuff. You're going to go through a whole bag of chips. With peanut M&Ms, I don't know how y'all eat them, but I like to get the peanut out cleanly. I like to bite the shell, open it, and then eat the whole candy chocolate part and then the peanut afterwards.
Yeah, I know you eat that good.
Down.
He's training.
My mom watches this show, Michael. Have fun next Thanksgiving.
If you put this in there, I'm gonna kill you.
What out of 10 right now?
5.
Oh, he doesn't like them now. I mean, these are very old, though. These are very old. I bought these for last semester. These are like my dad's favorite. He loves these. So, yeah, thank you to Peanut M&Ms for sponsoring. Michael, per your view, are there certain traditions or doctrines within the COC that you disagree with that you believe are less harmful or important? Or just like, okay, well, I disagree, but not a big deal. But if so, are there any that you got a real big problem with?
Oh, yeah.
I think that there's a preference towards knocking down other religions as opposed to building up your religion. I know at least 2 people who have come to church with me as visitors who have been turned away because the first time that they showed up, their religion was kind of mocked openly. And I think it's a little bit of a shame that we're knocking other people down as opposed to just trying to build up our own religion and our own faith.
So it wasn't just openly disagreeing with these tenets of these religions.
No, it was like actively calling them out by name. And I think it was a little bit of a shame because there were people who were actively interested in learning about what they had to teach there. But, if the first time that you show up, you're mocked and called stupid, it becomes hard to take anything else they say seriously.
That's right.
Do you believe that there is a time and place to mention that there are paths that we should not be going down?
Well, of course, but I think it should be said with sincerity and not, as a joke.
So it was like open mockery.
A little bit. It wasn't like,
It wasn't fruitful and like
No, it wasn't
useful.
fruitful or very productive towards the actual argument they were trying to make.
And so they got turned away, baptizing their babies.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any smaller things that you see? Do you have any like religious hot takes or biblical hot takes that you just sort of keep on the down low because you're like not a really big deal?
No, that's going to my question a bit.
Answer the question from earlier, Eve. Anyway, keep going.
Your ancestor?
We're all, listen, if we're going to make that argument, then we're all descended of the same tree, right?
Isn't that like the whole point of the Bible?
Also Mary. Anyway.
Which Mary?
Magdalene. Because Magdalene knew how to work it.
Okay, no. That's crazy.
No.
Oh God, that's wild.
Actually,
I do have a topic that
Rahab.
I have a problem with, Sawyer. It's actually people talking sacrilegious about historical figures in the Bible.
As a Gen Z, with this new rise of...
I was about to say as a Gentile.
As a Gentile?
As a Gentile. How long do you think it should take to accomplish our main directive?
As a Gen Z, in the society that we live in, with the rise of multi-gender, fluid people, I'm going to say people because I don't know how to identify them wrongly. How should a church react to the new generation saying identify as a horse, a pig, a cow?
Hey, we won't cook you if you're a pig.
Or anything other than male or female?
Well, it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about treating the people that they bring up these topics with actual respect. Because a lot of people will just immediately dismiss it, immediately assume that they're just stupid, and not actually try to talk to the person about the issue at all. They'll just be like, oh, I identify as a horse. And it's like, well, okay, how are you helping that person actually deal with any of the struggles that they're facing,
As a horse.
I'd like to see a lot more actual seriousness around this topic because it is a growing concern in the church and something that needs to be treated with actual respect. If it's an actual soul that they're trying to save.
But biblically, it says that male and female.
It needs to be done without caving, obviously. Like, we're not about to switch up on our doctrine. We're not the Episcopalians, right?
Mm.
I mean, we're
exactly.
We're not about to cave
you're not
say,
able to just.
Okay, so what you said is trumps the Word of God. We should at no point reach that level of liberalism, right? But what he says stands, where you can disagree with someone respectfully. That's how we're still I don't know if we're friends, but we're still.
You don't know if you're friends?
We're co-hosts we're businessmen who have the same. We run the same thing, and the reason we've done that is because we disagree quasi-respectfully. So the same stands in this instance.
Well, let me be clear. I know several people who are trans and
Me too.
other people who might be furries. I don't know.
He dated a lesbian.
He dated a lesbian?
Who was a furry? But
I dated a lesbian.
hey, we all have our stories.
I was like, I didn't date a lesbian, but I dated one who was worse.
I told you my dating history is rather varied.
we should do an episode.
I've got everything. I dated a guy at one point.
That didn't happen. But I'm very close friends with some of the people who are in this predicament who have been, out of the church. I'm sure you have somebody in mind who you're thinking of, but I know other people who have gone to church with me that are now transgender, and I'm still very close to them. And I know the reasons that they left the church, and I know that the reasons why they transitioned or moved away from that. And I still want to treat them with the respect that they deserve, because all those people that I know are very, very smart. And they've, thought long and hard about the way that the Bible talks about these issues.
Good answer.
It's not something that only stupid people lean towards.
Yeah.
So this is obviously a very controversial topic within any church. How do you handle remaining friends with these people? Because there are some who would say you live in sin, then like automatically like a Christian should not even be like acquainted with you.
Well, I think that it's a silly idea to think that Christians shouldn't be friends with sinners. The church is full of sinners. That's the whole point of why we're there, is because we were sinners. And so we're going to church to repent of that and be washed in the blood of Christ.
Amen.
That's the whole reason, really.
Well, these people, the difference is that these people aren't repenting or acknowledging their sin.
Well, if you don't ever interact with them, how are they ever going to change?
There are some who are of the opinion that like the gospel has been completely spread. Like it's reached all four corners of the earth, and therefore evangelism is no longer necessary. I mean, like, have you heard that? Have you guys heard that before?
I don't know if I've heard that, but I've definitely seen the sentiment, and I feel like it's a bit of a shame because, quite frankly, how many things do you know about that you've heard of in passing, but you would never think to actually look into more, right? So, say, I know what Call of Duty is, for just random example. I know what Call of Duty is. Why would I ever look more into that if nobody ever told me about how great Call of Duty is?
Not that good.
It's like, it's
Last
one
time
thing to
someone
say that
was like,
everybody...
"Hey, Call of Duty's great, you should play, hop on."
I know. That's not really a specific example. I don't play Call of Duty. But it's like, so what if they've heard of the Bible? It's like, how do they actually know anything about it if we're not actually spreading that gospel?
Yeah, well said. Well said. Clap.
So you did two questions then. You did your question.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Sawyer, that's messed up.
I'm sorry.
You're silencing black voices.
Okay, and I'll follow
You're
up.
stealing his questions.
I'm sorry. I was doing a question based on a response that he gave to your question. All right, here we go, Michael. This is a big one.
I know all about that.
Of course you do. With all them girls chasing you, you better.
What is the one thing Hitler needed to have changed to get us all on board? Because I think we all like disagree, but where we all find common ground is that there's this one thing that's like, okay, I'm out. But if it hadn't been for that one thing, he would have had us all on board. So for you, what is that one thing?
I would say all of his ideology.
That sounds like
pretty much just every single part of it. If he had just been like a normal person and respected others, and worked with other world leaders in a nonviolent method, I think we could have been friends. Actually.
So you want him to be like a normal person, like say like an artist or something like that?
No, actually, I don't think that's the solution.
I'm gonna run for president one day, so I don't need to be coming with this coming back and biting my butt.
Yeah, get rid of that part, I think.
Okay, so for me,
Aphiwe, what's your question?
For me, it was the part.
He's silencing black voices right now. Can you believe this guy?
We got 10 minutes.
We can wrap up in 10 minutes. Don't worry.
No, we cannot.
I'm not accepting another Zoom link, bro.
If you had ability to time travel, nothing weird, nothing sexual.
Sure.
what time period would you go to?
Probably like 1990 to buy Bitcoin. I'm pretty happy with how life is right now, but I certainly could do with a few million more dollars. I'm not gonna lie.
He's not trying to see the world or anything. He's just like, I want to live this life, but I want to get set up first.
Look, bro, they didn't even have toilets until like 100 years ago. Do you think I want to go back?
Yes. Back when a woman depended on man, like that is what
I want to be able to date black women. So it's like, you know, you can only go back so far.
I mean,
I would go back to civil rights movement. I would. Before white savior was a term and frowned upon, I would be the original.
No, I ain't coming with you, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I ain't coming with you.
Lend a helping hand. I'd be driving people to the rallies and stuff. I visit my girl.
Sawyer, you should let me know of all the women that you're like pursuing so that I can block you from ever meeting them.
Do you want to answer the question?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
It's like, where would I go? I mean, like, can we go to the future?
I mean, into past. Anywhere in the past.
Because technically, because here's the thing.
Can I answer my question?
The future is a loophole.
Can I answer my question now?
Usually the asker answers last.
Can I ask my question? Thank you. I feel like I'm being silenced right now. Okay. I would go to the Roman era.
Identify as black.
I would go to the Roman era and just be like, hey, yo, I know better than you. And just like, be all like scuffing that.
They would kill you, you know that?
I'll get my bicycle and just ride. I'll bring my bicycle
in this
right
scenario.
Away from the Roman war machine on a bicycle.
I don't think that the roads during that time period are really suited for a bicycle. I'm gonna.
Well, that's why it's on an all-terrain bicycle. It's like one of those
an all-terrain bicycle.
Yeah,
including water. Biking on water.
That becomes a speedboat.
That is terrain, Sawyer.
See, all terrain.
I would go back to the 50s because I'm not like you guys. I don't care about riches. I don't care about riches. There's only one thing I care about in this context. I'm going to acquire it.
With a free will?
So, Sawyer,
at that time it wasn't necessary, but
it was like, woman, marry me. Yes, master.
I mean, we might have to keep it on the down low because of Jim Crow. Now that I think about it, like I'd probably get killed. But
yeah,
it's worth it though. It is worth it though.
So Sawyer, if you actually just like talk to women today, you can still get a black wife.
Yeah. Haven't had any luck yet.
If you speak with respect and treat her well, it's very easy actually.
Yeah.
But,
great.
But that can
be very hard so far, Michael. Thank you. All right, well, I think that perfectly wraps us up, right?
That's a really
Michael, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Blake.
Thank you for having me.
But anyway, Aphiwe is going to do the outro this time.
No, I'm not.
For episode 10. Never mind. Wow, golden opportunity.
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
So, everyone, that was episode 10 of Cooking Without Bacon.
Yes,
we will see you next week. We hope that you all don't go and burn any transgender people. That is a crime against man and the Lord. Well, not in the Old Testament, but now you can't do that. So, until next time, don't cook trans people or bacon. All right.
What if you did a second
You really messed that up. Oh, God, you messed it up so bad.
Let's do a second outro.
Aphiwe, you had your chance. You shouldn't have given me the wheel.
Aphiwe, let's do an outro real quick.
All your fault. All your fault.
All right, viewers, Sawyer has officially left the show for allegations against him in court. We will see you next week with only Aphiwe and...